Then Sports Central will be giving you guys 5 reasons why the Georgia Bulldogs are going to beat Alabama and win the SEC championship game. And this has been the most dominant team in the nation all season long. They currently have a perfect 12-0 record heading into the SEC title game. And today, I'll be giving you guys 5 reasons why this team will be the SEC champions and proceed on to the college football playoffs. So that said, we're going to go ahead and get into it with number 1. These reasons will be in no particular order. Number 1 will be the rush defense for Georgia. And this defense in particular has been outstanding, to say the least, all season long. This has been, one of the best defenses that I can remember in recent history. Currently, through 12 games, they've allowed 6.9 points per game. That's less than a touchdown per game that Georgia has allowed on average. So, yeah, this Bulldog defense is tough to beat. And, there's arguments that this team is just unbeatable because of their defense. Their offense is only getting better, and their defensive side of the ball has been outstanding all season long, especially the rush defense. They've allowed an average of 79 rush yards a game, which is nothing short of outstanding. Usually if you can keep that number below 100, you're in a good position. And yeah, Georgia has done just that, allowing just under 80 yards a game. Number 2 is going to be the pass defense. Moving on to the other part of the defense for Georgia. And once again, this defense has been nothing short of outstanding, and it's a major reason why this team has been such a contender all season long. Quarterbacks have so much trouble against this defense because you got players chasing after you all the time from the defensive line. And at the same time, the defensive backs from Georgia have been outstanding all season long, while allowing 151 pass yards a game. So passing defense has been nothing short of outstanding as well for Georgia. And once again, if you look at their points allowed per game, it speaks for itself. Less than 7 points a game have been allowed by the Bulldogs. Number 3 is going to be the improvement by this Georgia football team. And at the beginning of the season, ever since the start of the season, this defense has been outstanding. But offensively, of course, the offense had a couple of question marks going into the season, like who's going to be the starting quarterback, Stetson Bennett, JT Daniels, etc. And of course, offensively, at the start of the season, it didn't really look like the offense was going to be the main strength of this team. But, especially after only scoring 10 points against Clemson. But, this team has improved drastically on offense as well. Defensively, they've been great. But even the offense, that's kind of the scary part about Georgia is, not only is their defense tough, their offense is only getting better. So, yeah, for Georgia, the improvement has been a huge positive for this football team. They've got a lot of momentum going into this matchup, obviously at 12-0 and still undefeated. And, this team they haven't messed up once in this 2021 season. They've played outstanding every single game, blowing out their opponents, and they really haven't even had a close game. They've played some great opponents, and they've hardly played a close game all season long. So for Georgia, the improvement and the potential of this football team is key. And, it's a big reason why there are arguments that, once again, this team almost looks unbeatable in college football this year just because of how much talent they have and how stacked they are and how much they've improved over the past year. Number 4 is going to be the offensive depth. Going back to that offense once again, the quarterback position, Stetson Bennett has had a great season, playing the majority of the season up to this point. And, overall, Zamir White, don't forget about him. He's had a great season as well. If you look at this running back core, you've got James Cook, Kenny McIntosh has had some carries as well in this 2021 season. You got Kendall Milton as well. This football team is just stacked offensively. Like, you got 4 or 5 good running backs. And then, of course, you got Stetson Bennett, who rushes a little bit as well. And even the receiving core, there are several receivers, 4 to 5 receivers that have gotten significant yardage in this 2021 season. So the depth offensively is outstanding for this Georgia football team, and it is certainly a big reason why this team is such a contender as they are right now. Lastly, number 5, it's going to be the experience of this football team. And this was something that in the offseason, heading into 2021, I stressed this a lot about Georgia. I knew this Georgia team was going to be a contender. I didn't quite expect them to be as dominant as they have been, but it's been outstanding. This team has got some great experience. Last year, they had a good 2020 season as well, but I think we all knew going into 2021, knowing how much this team was returning, they were going to be a dangerous football team. And exactly that has happened. Georgia's experience has been, the experience of the football team is outstanding. And this, it's a big reason why the Bulldogs are, once again, as big of a national contender as they are right now. And this team is clearly the favorite heading into the month of December to be our national champion in this 2021 season. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if we saw Georgia's the national champion. There's a major talent gap right now. You got Georgia and the rest of the nation right now. I mean, Georgia's the clear and solid number one. And I mean, that's a big reason why this team is going to beat Alabama. And I mean, we've seen in the past, I mean, Georgia's been an SEC contender, but this is the best team out of Georgia that I can remember in a long time. So, I mean, for Alabama, football team that is, I mean, they've had a great season as well, 11-1. Obviously, that's an excellent record. Their wins haven't been quite as convincing as Georgia, so that does concern me a bit for Alabama. And at the same time, I think Georgia's experience and the way that they've played all season long is going to be a huge advantage for this football team heading into the SEC title game. That being said, they're upset for today for my 5 reasons why the Bulldogs will be the SEC champions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as well as your thoughts on the game, and also check out my prediction for this game that I will link or tag in this video. Appreciate you guys all watching as always. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll see you later.